Hello, friends. Here we are again in ComfyUI. Today we are going to look at attention masking with IP adapters, how to move around contexts in animations by masking where they are. Basically, like we got this mask here, and where every one of these colors has a corresponding IP adapter. Every part of the mask is then applying a different image or a different, a different style to the animation on that chunk of the animation. And as a result, we get like these really cool animations where we're shifting context, but you can see it's just like popping out because that's the mask that's happening. If you want to play with this, the workflow is on my Discord. Just go grab it and install it and do all the custom nodes and all the models you need. The links are at the top. So yeah, let's run it so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. And so let's find 6 images that we can morph through that we'll be able to tell the difference between. All right. So let's look for fruit. We want like, let's say I want an apple. Copy. Let's go orange. Sure, hope safe search. There's a safe search is on. Copy image. Pop it here. So we're just getting a different fruit for each context window here. Let's get some grapes. What else? Peach fruit. Learned my lesson on that one. Copy image. These images can be actually extremely tiny because the IP adapter is looking at them at like 200 pixels. What's in the fruit? Mango. Mango and banana. All right. So now it's going to look at this mask and it's going to rip it apart, each of these colors, and make it into a different mask, and then apply each one of these IP adapters to the mask. So let's hit it and see what it do. So there, it's just made a copy of the mask. That's the red, the green, the blue, the yellow, the purple, pink, purple, magenta, and cyan. And then so if we sync these up, not hide, show, sync. They're all happening at different times throughout the course of the animation. So none of them are happening at the same time, which means it won't mix any of the contexts. What it should do is go between, let's see, apple, banana, grape, orange, mango, peach. And then yes. And then yes. Hello, Pixel Pusher. This is largely based on your AnimateLCM workflow, sir. There are 6-color mask pack. There's a 6-color mask pack available on my Discord in the resources channel. In the workflow thing for this, you can get all these masks and all that stuff, so you can just plug it in and play with it. Here we go. So now we are swapping between fruits. And because of the motion of this mask, they're sort of splitting apart from the center. We're just upscaling our fruits now. So if you've ever wanted to turn things into other things, or walk around the context of 6 images of one thing, or 3 images of one thing, if you want to do RGB, You don't have to do 6. I started with RGB and then I was like, oh, maybe we can do 6, and we can, which means we could probably do 12, which means we could probably do 255 or however many combinations of colors there are, depending on the thresholds and color spaces and all that, or more specifically, probably depending on how much VRAM you have. But yeah. And don't worry, I'm going to rebuild this whole workflow from scratch so that you guys can see how it all connects and everything works. But also, if you don't want to do any of that, just go grab it and plug it in and play with it. All right, and it's done. How's it look? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. If we slowed it down, it might get rid of some of the dots. Right now I have the mask running at double speed so that it loads faster, but yeah. All right. So yeah, that's what it does. It's basically just jumping between contexts using masks. So let's, what should I do first? Should I show you how to make the mask in Blender first, or show you how to build this workflow first? Let's build the mask in Blender real quick. So I'm going to save this project. I'm going to start a fresh one. Okay, we're going to do a Blender speed run here on how to make your own masks, okay? Delete the default cube like I just did. Hit Shift A to create a mesh, and you want to create a plane. We're going to make a screen, and then we're going to point the camera at the screen and put our shader on the screen. And that's how we record shaders in Blender. It's very simple. You already have a camera. If you don't, add one, but it already comes one with the scene. It's just not in the right position, so we just need to move it. That's easy. You just hold Shift, drag down all of these locations so that it selects them all, and then hit 0. And that'll put the camera right at the world 0. Do the same thing for rotation. So now our camera is in the center of the world facing down. So now we just move it up on the Z-axis to like about 4 meters or whatever. So now our if we look through our camera with this camera button here, we can see that it's looking down at the screen. If we want it to be perfect pixel to pixel, all you have to do is go into the camera settings. You click here on the actual like object data properties, looks like a little camera. And then you change it from perspective to orthographic mode, and you change it to an orthographic scale of 2. The reason we do this is that is actually the width of the 1 meter by 1 meter plane that we just made as our screen. So if I hit camera, you'll notice that it is like perfectly aligned with the edges because, yeah, math. So this is the best way to get like a perfect texture with no silliness. So let's change our resolution here in the, what tab is this? The output tab to 1024 by 1024. And this will give us a little canvas to make our mask on. So we're going to mouse over here until our mouse turns into a little plus sign. And once it's a plus sign, we can drag over and give ourselves a new window. And we're going to add a shader editor. So we have a hit N, the N key, to get rid of this sidebar for now. And we're just going to drag this over, and we're going to make this big enough so that we can see it. And we're going to hit Z. And that's going to bring up the shading menu. You have to do this in the 3D viewport. So hit Z and change it to rendered mode. Go to the world settings. That's this little red world. Change the background color to black. And then just drag this out because you want to access this little guy right here. And you just want to turn off the show overlays. So now we can just see our little thing that we're working on. Go down here to the material for the plane, and you want to add a new material for the plane, and it'll be an emission material. Pure white, that's fine. And then this is our shader for the emission shader. This is the nodes that we're going to build our texture with. So let's trying to think of what else I have to do. Oh yes. And then go up to the render settings, down to color management, and change it from the view transform from AGX to standard. This will make the white actually white. You notice how it's gray? Now it's white. This is for when we're doing realistic renders, the AGX and Filmic. It's for when we're doing realistic renders just with cycles and we want like actual world light. But in this case, we want our colors to be the exact colors we asked for because we're masking them later in Comfy. So make sure that your view transform is standard to push you into a regular sRGB color space. Okay. That's all the nerd crap out of the way. Now we can do the fun, the texture stuff. So in order to make a rainbow, we need to get a color ramp. I do that by hitting Shift A and then search color ramp. All right, so we plug that color ramp in, the color of the emission shader. And now this color ramp is going to let us span stuff across a ramp of colors. This is essentially just a thing that goes from 0 to 1, and it tells Blender what colors to use at what points, and you can either set it to constant or linear, any type of gradient that you want. The point being constant is on or off, and these are gradients. Ease, the rest of them, they're all different types of gradients going from one to another one. For this, we're going to be making masks that are like hard lines, so we want to use constant mode. Okay, and we're just going to set up our colors. We're going to use pure RGB colors as hard as we can into the thing. So I know a lot of you probably already understand how hex codes work for colors, but I'll just give you a quick rundown. Colors on a computer are mixed with red, green, and blue. There are exceptions. There are different types of color wheels you can set up, like for CMYK printing and all that stuff. But for what we're doing here, pixel work, RGB is all we have. So the way the hex codes work for color is it goes from like a hex goes from 00 to FF. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. It's all the way to 0A, and then 0B, 0C. And the idea is we needed to get 255 values into two spaces for reasons, for machine nerd reasons back in the day when we didn't have a lot of memory. As a result, we all just use hex codes now for colors. So you have to think of the hex code as RGB, 2 values, red, green, and blue, and then there's the number of value, the amount, the brightness of each one determines how the colors mix. So red would be FF0000 because it's red and no green, no blue. Green would be 00FF00 because green is the middle one. We wanna make the middle one all power. So the reason I'm explaining this is because we need to set this up in Comfy. The values are actually numbers. They go to 255, 0 to 255, and 256. Hex codes go to 256 as well, but they use FF instead of 3 numbers to get over the span. Doesn't really matter. All you need to know is to mix a color fully, you use FF in place of 00, because we're just doing primary colors basically here. So let's go FF0000. That's going to give us our red. Okay. And we want to add another color. We want to go 00FF00. It's going to be our green, and so on and so forth. Click here, 0000FF. Now I need 3 more colors. What's the easiest way to do this? It's pretty easy. We just add another color, and then we go FFFF00, yellow, because that's red and green mixed. And we do 00FFFF. Actually, no, let's go FF00FF, just so it's the same as my other one. So that's magenta. And then we need one more color, which is 00FFFF. Okay. Turquoise. So you go here and you say distribute stops from left. And now we have a color ramp that's evenly distributed. So we have our rainbow. Right now, the rainbow is only seeing the center of the thing because we have nothing running through our color ramp. We've just built the structure for what we're going to build. So I can demonstrate this even easierly if I do this. Okay. Oh, wrong window. Let's drag this in here. So here's our black and white color ramp. If I run a wave texture through this, you'll see the black and white, right? If I were to change this to ease, you'd see that they've become gradients because, you know, it's a gradient. That's why we're using constants. We want hard lines between our things. But we don't just want two colors. That's a 2-color mask will work. You can do 2 different contexts. So we want 6 different contexts just because we can. So we're going to use this instead, and we're going to plug this in here, and we're going to see now. Give me one sec. I'm trying to remember. Is it saw? Yes. So there's different modes for these. I'm just trying to find where it all fits on there. Was it red to? Oh, red to. There you go. That's 0.3. And a bit. All right. There's our color ramp. Red, green, blue, yellow. So that's because our wave texture is literally wave texture. Yeah. It's because our wave texture is spread out across these little bands. So X is left and right, Y is up and down. If you go to rings, it's they go out from the center or out from the center. So what you would do is hit Control T here to bring up a mapping node and switch it to object mapping, and that's going to put the center of the shader mapping into the center of the mesh as opposed to the bottom left corner. If Control T did not work for you, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and look for Node Wrangler and just enable that. Comes with Blender, but that's what I use to do the quick texture mapping stuff. Okay. This mask is almost ready to go. All we need to do is animate it. In order to animate a wave texture in Blender, all you have to do is set the length of your animation down here. I can set mine to 140 frames. And go to the phase offset and hit I on the first frame. Then go to the last frame. Then go to 1 frame past the last frame. So in this case, 141 instead of 140. And then change our phase offset. I want it to come out. So I'm going to go negative tau, TAU. Negative TAU. Tau is pi times 2, and that's how long it takes for the wave texture to repeat itself. So if we make the wave texture repeat from 0 to negative tau, over the course of the animation, it will repeat back to the very same point and give us a perfect loop. If I do it correctly. Negative tau I. Then you hit spacebar and magically you have a loop. So now we have this loop that'll work forever. You can change everything about it, and it will just always perfectly loop. So yeah, one way to mess with this is let's get rid of this color ramp because it's confusing. We're going to add a math texture or a math node. Okay. I'm going to add a second wave texture. And I'm going to add it to the first wave texture. Just play with the settings until you find something cool. Because everything is running off this phase offset, no matter what you plug in, it's always going to it's always going to perfectly loop. So you can, try stuff. That might be kind of interesting. Another thing you can do is if you feel like the colors are like kind of off, just add another math node here and use an add and just use that to sort of find your medium ground so that all your colors are being hit. This one might be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, let's record this one. Okay, so now once you have a mask that you like, go over here and just tell it what folder you want to put it in. I've been putting them in 6 palette. I'll call this one Stargate, I guess. And you can save it as a PNG sequence, which is what I'm doing here. And then afterwards, you can save it as a video as well. And then the videos are just easier to load in Comfy. But you do you. It's good to have the PNG sequences down the road. You will never have to render them again because they look good, but they're also big. So if you just want a video of it, that's cool too. Comfy can pull the frames out of the video pretty much just as easily. So doesn't affect it too much. Things like masks. All right, now it's done. Let's slide back over to Comfy. Oh yeah. Let's render it as a FFmpeg video as well. Change the encoding to MPEG-4 and change the quality to perceptually lossless. You can just save it in the same. You can just save it in the same folder if you like. This will probably be goo because it's too detailed, but let's try it. All right. And let's upload that video. It's in Stargate. There it is. Oh, no. This is a Comfy bug. You need to rename. If you use a video with the same file name, it often won't show up when you load the next one with the same file name. 6pal. What did I just call this one? Stargate. There it is. All right. We'll do it at double speed again, and we'll use these same things, and we'll see how different it is from this. So now it's going to look at this mask instead of the other mask, and then it's going to build out all the little pieces of the mask. And then we can hit right-click on any of these and hit Sync Preview. And then we'll get to see sort of preview of what each of these masks is going to do. Looks like we're going to get a lot of banana. And then some kind of chaotic fruit salad in the middle. Yeah, that's what I thought. So the detail was too fine for it to do anything but really just show us, a fruit. It's one thing I've definitely noticed is that your masks, if you're going to do something like this, they have to be pretty chunky or a lot slower. The thick lines, like anything small and like high detail will just get lost. So let's cancel this. Let's go back and look at that mask. I bet you we can actually fix that by just either zooming in on the mask a bit, which is just reducing the scale. That might work. We could even maybe go a little smaller. So select them all and change to like 0.3. Yeah, this is probably good. Let's call this one Stargate Zoom. Yeah, there's just giant chunks of color like that. Render. It's my... I got some really great videos last night using this method. Especially if you use 6 similar photos. Like, I used like 6 photos of Georgian Bay. Just had it shift between them like that. Where's that other one? Can't find my other outputs. I backed up a bunch of stuff last night, so it'll be a while till I find it again. All right, that's good. Let's go back over to Comfy and swap this mask out and try again. A lot of this stuff is a lot of trial and error. Oops. Same thing I just did there. 6PAL, Stargate, Zoom. Hit it. Okay. Let's try that. It's cool to watch the steps and the masks. I think it is anyway. Cool. Yeah, we are definitely jumping. Crazy. All right, cool. I'm going to rebuild this whole thing so you guys can see how it works. Let me pull it over here and then open up a fresh window. Clear. Okay. Let's start from the left. Let's build out the efficient loader. And again, you do not have to do this. I'm just doing this so you can see what goes into it and how it all works granularly. And then, but if you can just grab the, you can just grab it out of my Discord and just start playing. So don't sweat it. All right, we got our efficient loader. We need to add a LoRa stack to it. We're going to add a LoRa stacker. Doop. It's going to be a simple with one LoRa, and that LoRa is going to be that one that I linked in the Discord, AnimateLCM. And we're using Photon LCM as our checkpoint. We're using it at the LoRa at a weight of 0.35 because the Photon LCM model already has a bunch of LCM training. So yeah, you've too much, it starts to overblow. We're gonna add a node called integer pair from Serge nodes. I just like it because it has two values in it, so it's easy on my brain for doing width and height. So let's call this one resolution. So obviously value 1 and value 2 are going to be width and height. For this, that's 576 by 320 or vice versa. That's what AnimateLCM is trained at. So we're going to convert the inputs on the efficient loader to empty latent width in and empty latent height in. And we're going to use these values for that. Anywhere else we need the width and height, we're going to use these. That's why I set this up, because we're going to need this more than once here. And I'm also going to use the node seed everywhere. And that's going to be our seed. Seed goes later, though. We don't need it right now. And we're going to do a fixed seed, and I'll explain why later. But for now, yeah. It's just so basically we can run the upscaler or not later. You can make the upscaler like a conditional thing. All right. What do we need? AnimateDiff now? Yeah. We're going to use the AnimateDiff, the old one, the AnimateDiff loader, the depreciated one. Because we don't need the... Actually, no, we're going to use the legacy one. Yeah, not depreciated. Never use depreciated unless you have to. Okay, model to model. So I'm going to model out... let's leave that alone for now. We're going to build the rest of our AnimateDiff stack now. Comfy pets. I don't know what that is. Context options down here. Let's use the looped uniform context options. All right. And 16.1.3. True, pyramid, false, 0, 1. And we also want to add a Motion LoRA. I have been training Motion LoRAs, and I will show you how to train one after this. It is pretty exciting. Let's use one of mine. Sample settings. So pull this up, add AnimateDiff sample settings, and just change our noise type to empty. Empty noise. Okay, this is our AnimateDiff stack. So just to start, let's add watermark, text, all that stuff. Blurry, bad dream embedding, NSFW, and nude to our negative prompt. And to our positive prompt, we're going to just add 4K. This is what I snagged from Pixel Pusher. Because we're going to be using IPAdapter for the style and the prompting. So we really just want stuff that's going to enhance the look of whatever we're putting in there. So we don't actually need to prompt it with, human stuff. Pesky human language. All right. So, I guess we'll just build the IPAdapter stack. This is probably the craziest bit. Actually, no, let's build the rest of it out first. So diffusion, we're going to use our K-sampler efficient. K-sampler efficient. Am I blind? There you are. K-sampler efficient. We'll plug all this stuff in. Let's have a look. So conditioning goes to positive to negative, positive to positive, negative to negative, latent, BAE. Right? Just plug it all in. the only thing that we're going to do is take the model from this and plug it in here. So the model goes through here first. Everything else goes straight in. So this is actually technically done. VAE encode, or no, video combine. 24 frames per second, AnimateDiff, MP4. Like this, technically, if I were to make a 16 frame animation and say mountain 4K, this should, LCM. Remember, CFG of 1, 11 steps, SGM uniform for the scheduler. Those are the settings right there for LCM, for AnimateLCM. All right. So if I were to run this, it should just work without the IP adapter. I need to select the SD15T2V beta checkpoint that I linked in the Discord there. So this should work. There we go. Getting a mountain. Beautiful. So it works. It makes an animation. Now we want to apply IP adapters to this to be able to influence the look without having to prompt it. So let's just add a single IP adapters for now, and then we can expand that. IP adapters runs on the model chain, so we unplug from here. We're going to go into an apply IP adapter encoder, or apply IP adapter rather. Model in, and then model out to your K sampler. All right. We're going to use, we're actually only going to use, we're going to end up making 6 of these, but we only want to use 1 loader for all of them. So just make your loaders here. You just drag IP adapter out and add a IP adapter model loader, clip vision, same deal. Clip vision model loader, clip vision loader. Those are our loaders. We need the IP adapter plus, and either one of this clip or the SD15 clip will work for this. If you need that stuff, that's just in, go to install models, type in IP adapter and clip, and grab those models. And then we're going to change the weight type to channel penalty and the weight right up to 1.5 because YOLO. We're going to prep image for clip vision and load an image. Let's make a scary animation with this image, I guess. Okay, everything. Oh, let's go center. And let's change it to 32 frames so we'll get it to span a context window. Oh, it's definitely creepy. Crazy. All right. IP adapters works. So now we don't actually want to nice kitty cat. Okay. We don't only want to do 1, we want to do 6. Actually no, let's start with 1. So we need to apply the mask to this so that it animates. So the best way to do that is to add the mask here. So load video loader. Yeah, load video upload. Bloop. And then choose video to upload, and we're gonna select where's my dead simple one? Yeah, revealing circles. Oh yeah, right there in 6pal. Revealing circles. Okay. So how do I take this mask and just pull the red out so that this mask, like we want to generate a mask where just the red stuff is white. How do we do that in Comfy? Comfy, yeah, I know. Scraggy says his Comfy is 400 gigabytes. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I just did a purge last night. All right, so we got our video here. We're gonna make a mask out of it. So we need to pull the color out. So in order to do that, we're going to use a color to mask node. Color to mask. So now this is gonna view all the colors, and then we're gonna pick the color that we want. We want 25500. That's all red, right? This mask. Let's go mask to image, and then we'll use a video combine. 24 frames per second MP4 and uncheck save output because it's just a preview. So here we are taking our video. We're looking for all the frames that have red in them, and we're going to turn that into a mask. I guess we're going to do that after this because that's when I added it. So let me, for the next round, I'm just going to bypass the K sampler so that we can just do this mask stuff. That was Control B, by the way. You just click on it, hit Control B. Here it goes. There, that's just the red. There's our cute little cat, too. Just chilling. All right. So I need 6 of these. But the other thing I want is I don't want to have to guess what color this is because it's white now, right? Like I need this white mask for this attention. See, we plug this this mask out here into this attention, and now this is only going to happen when this happens throughout the course of the animation. So as we add masks, we're stepping each context. So let's change the color of this to red so that we can see at a glance the masks when we have them above or below, wherever we end up putting these previews, so that we can see at a glance what part of the mask our images are controlling. In order to do that, we just need to make an image blank and then blend it in, like multiply it in. So we grab image blank node. So here's where our width and height come in handy. Yes, okay. 2 things. 5 things. 55 things. Okay. In order to maintain aspect ratio when we're working on this stuff, we need to upscale stuff, even if it's going down, because you can upscale and then crop. And that just like, it works better than trying to inflate your image to some random size and then crop it to an exact size. I've recently come across this revelation. Many people have already understood this long before me, but this will save you a lot of headaches if you've ever had trouble cropping files in Comfy, okay? My point is, sometimes I'm going to want to do 576 by 320, but sometimes I'm going to want to do 320 by 576. But I don't want to care about the input image or video. I just want it to be any mask, and then I want it to crop it and maintain the aspect and just do its thing. So in order to do that, we have to change the way this whole thing fundamentally works. Our batch size is going to now be determined by the frame count of our video. So let's change batch size here to an input, plug frame count into that. Okay, so now Our video will be as long as this mask is, which is what we need for looping videos. We also don't need to feed this mask like this. We actually need to resize this before it goes anywhere. So let's use the upscale image. And it has a width and height input. Okay, you set your crop to center, and you set the upscale method to Langzos. All right, and then guess where these come from? Change it to width and height to inputs rather. Grab your width and grab your height. Okay, now the mask will always be resized to the system resolution. So now when we make our mask, it'll make it wide like this one. Yeah. Because it's resizing the mask to the resolution of our video and then cropping it. So there we go. We get a perfectly cropped, aspect ratio maintained version of the mask that we can use to do our business. So again, we need to do this 6 more times. So let's try to think of the not dumb way to do this. Okay, first things first, let's build out the rest of it. So I had an image blank. This is the other reason I needed the resolution, is I need to change the width and height of this image blank, the same height as the mask, width and height of the mask. So if we just use the system resolution for this whole run, we are golden. Okay, the reason it needs to be the same size is because I'm going to blend this color with the mask and multiply it so that it changes the color of the white to red. So I'm making red. Now I want an image blend. Sorry, what is it? Image blend? One word? Yeah. Blend is multiply at 1. Okay. Red to the mask. The mask out to video combine. Okay, let's do this. I know this is a lot right now, but it'll make sense in a minute, and then we'll switch it all up so that you can see what's going on here. But basically, we're upscaling our input video. We're making a mask out of it. We're turning that mask to an image. We're blending that image with the color, and it's going to make a red mask. It's a long way around to make a red mask, but that red mask, when you're looking at this, will become very, very helpful because you'll just know kitty cat's on red. So let's rebuild this so that it's less ugly. I need to put stuff below it, so... or above it, maybe. Yeah, I guess the mask could go at the top. See, the one I built is just... there's just crap everywhere because I don't care. But if you want this to make sense, you should probably stack it up in a way that makes sense. Because we do need to make 6 of these. I mean, that'll work. Once it's done, you can actually collapse these nodes too. They don't actually need to be full-sized. So we could probably make a cool little stack out of this. And then just open it up when we need to use them. Just like that. Easy peasy. And in fact, we'll probably end up putting these below it. And then we can, no, above. Yeah. So do this, this, and this. I think that should be a pretty decent stack. Then we can see at a glance. Actually, these guys we can put on top because they don't actually need to be near this. There we go. Then you could just do this. Right. I'm just copying and pasting the entire stack here. Whee! Okay. I didn't actually need any of these either. We can just use these for every single one. So let's move these over here. Guys down. Lovely. Okay. So we need to plug our IPAdapter model and clip vision into every single one of these. IPAdapter, 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 IPAdapter. Same deal with clip vision. Clip vision, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, okay. Let's clean these up. So image blank, this next one will be green. All right, red, green, blue. Color to mask. I think that stuff should all work because it's all connected to the same things because I copied and pasted them. So you shouldn't actually have to edit any of this stuff. Let's find out. Oh, no, image blank needs... we need width and height from for all the image blanks. So let's pull reroutes out, drag out, grab a reroute, drag out, grab a reroute. Okay. That's our width and height now. We can move those over here so they're easy to plug in. Width, height. Width, height. Oh. Width, height. Width, height. I think some one more, yeah. Width and height. Okay, that should do all the widths. Actually, this one too. Let's go from the reroutes. It'll be just a little bit cleaner. Hey, okay, cool. That's our reroutes for width and height. That should do it. Yeah. Oh, I break it. Okay, cool. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, mask to color to mask. I need to select green. Okay, so if that worked, then we'll just repeat that process. This should be green now. Did I do a wrong thing? Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. Maybe I just need to reload the mask. I tried to go too far. I flew too close to the sun. All right, why are you mad? Width and height are correct. The image goes out to our image blend, which is correct. Mask to image. Oh, am I pulling the mask from... No, color to mask is right. And then the color is coming from... Oh, yeah. Okay. The mask was coming from the wrong place. So let's grab a reroute from this. This is going to be our mask mask output. Beep. All right, now this, whoops, this should work. Are you green now? Okay, cool. So let's repeat that process again. Oh, same deal with you, actually. Yeah. Cool. And then image blank, red, green, blue. Let's pull you over here. Color to mask. You're going into the images input. Mask to image, image blend. That's all fine. I think the rest of this stuff's all good. The blank and the color to mask. 0 there. So we're grabbing blue. So that should do blue. All right. Color to mask, plug the images in. This one was 255-2550, yellow. And the color to mask was 255-2550. This threshold is how close it needs to be to the color to pull it off. 10 to 20 should get you there. Yeah, it really depends on the color space, what you made the masks with. If you made the mask with something other than, or something that doesn't have the right color space, or like a different color space, your masks might actually, not work. So you have to increase the threshold. It won't be close enough to the color it's supposed to be. Let's see, red and blue for this one. Red and blue, yep. And then the last one is green and blue. As well as the image blank is green and blue. So if I'm right, which I usually am not the first time around, but let's try it. This should just work. Mask me, baby. Hey, look at us out here making masks. Okay, so this works. So now we can have 6 different contexts for these 6 different masks. And then this image plugs into the prep image for clip vision for each one. So this goes in here. Yep, this goes in here. This goes in here. This goes in here. These are probably already plugged in, but sometimes it's good to just do it again, make sure. Okay, so now we can just change our, just find a bunch of random pictures. Must have more cats. All right, let's go between cyberpunk ladies and cats, as one does. We'll go at double the speed. And the other thing we need to do is just pass that model chain all the way through. Model, 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 model to model, model to model, model to model. Then this model, this final model comes out of here and into here. Okay, so that should just work. Yes. What a lovely mess. That'll work. All right, cool. Shall we try it? We shall. think it worked. I think it worked. Maybe not. Something seems very broken. Ah, I did not plug the attention masks in. So we have made masks, but we did not plug them in. So this color to mask needs to go out to the attention masks of each channel. Bet you this works way better. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Cyberpunk kitties. I'm going to add a second K sampler. I'm going to set it to 10. I'm going to grab everything from the last one. But the latent image, I'm going to upscale it. So latent, upscale latent by 1.5 is fine. Latent to latent. All right, this is going to give us another run here. That image out to this, and we'll call it low res and low res upscale. Nice. So let's do this again, and we'll have an upscale run this time. 10.1 LCM uniform. Yeah. Oh, and my denoiser is too high. Like 0.6. If you want a really good upscale and you have time to kill, use Ultimate SD Upscaler and go grab the settings from Spencer's video text model scope text to video stuff in the Banadoko server. The settings that he has for SD Ultimate Upscale in there work really well for this as well. Nice. Upscale looks good. Smoothed out. It's good. Another thing you can do is color match the output to one of the images. You can add image image filters and stuff to you know, change the saturation and contrast and stuff. You can do all that stuff in post as well, but sometimes it's nice to give yourself some options on the way out of Comfy. Yeah. And again, you don't have to rebuild this whole workflow. It's already on my Discord. Just go grab it. Wire it up and plug it in, throw in a video and some contexts and hit it. So yeah, that is 6-channel RGB CMY RGB CMY context smashing. I don't really know what to call it, but it's fun. All right, cool. What time is it? How long have we been doing this? An hour? Okay, it's a good time to switch over. I have been training Motion LoRAs lately. Let's train one. Okay, so Motion LoRAs are like, they're motions that are they're trainable motions, so we can train on an animation. Add that animation to our toolbox in Comfy. So when we load our Motion LoRA, we can inherit that camera movement or whatever, that type of motion into our animation. Let me load up my Frankenstein setup here. Yes. Okay. Yes. So this top part, this is the workflow. It's actually available on I believe it's Banadoko and on Kijai's GitHub, I believe. I got it from Banadoko. But yeah, it's an implementation. Excuse me. Sorry. It's an implementation of MotionDirector. No. There it is. Yeah, here's the workflow. So yeah, you can just grab it and get to work. All I did was add all this nonsense below, which will generate a grid so that I can see what it's doing at the different training rates once it's done. So we'll run one and then you'll see what I'm talking about after. But this whole rigmarole down here is just to make an image grid with text, with the prompt and all that stuff. It's just all the logic required to do that. So all this stuff, it looks scary, but it's really just a lot of copying and pasting. Yeah, this is the main meat. So let's grab a video. Movies, Blender. Let's just grab a loopy-loop. What do I got? Must have something with some cool motion. I wanted to do this one. Let's do this one. Is it too long? No, it's fine. No, this one's not good. It's too flashy. Just looking for renders and stuff. I'll find something. Nah, I don't want anything stable. Oh, actually, maybe... I guess I'll pixel stuff here. So you can only train 16 frames. So you got to choose what those 16 frames are. Let's try training this. Yes. So you can only load 16 frames, but you can decide where those 16 frames start. So let's start this one at... oh, you did 24? I'll try 24. Yes, please interject if you have tips on this Pixel, because like I'm still learning this. I'm trying to show people, so yeah. What resolution were you doing also? Were you doing 576 by 320 or were you doing the 512 by 384? $512 by 320. Okay. Yeah, because I was getting boxes in mine. Only tested with 16 frame inputs. Let's go! Did you train on V3 or did you train on the SD15T2V beta? That was my other question. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, LayerDiffusion is cool. I'll do a thing on that soon. All right, let's skip the first 24 frames and grab 24 frames from the center of this image. YOLO. All right, so we need to do two things. We need to tell it what it is, which is ink dropping in water, and then actually ink exploding in water. And we need to set a name. So we'll call this pers ink drop. And we need a prompt to run to see if it's doing anything. So I think you got to pick something that's kind of like not related to what it is, so that you can see if it's actually doing it. So let's try a cat walking in the woods. We'll try that. See what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen here, but let's try it. Now this takes a while. It'll do 100 frames and then or 100 steps and then do a check for you and dump out a LoRA so you can have each sort of stage. But yeah. That should be a cool clip. Though actually, you know what? I want even more motion. I'm going to skip the first 30 frames. I want to just get that. Almost. Let's try 36. So it actually makes a lot more sense to figure out your motion loop in a different project and then bring it in here. But you know, you can just keep stopping it at this point. It's fine. I just want to get the perfect. That's good. That's what I want. Sploosh. So now it's going to train the first step of the LoRA. And it's going to take a while. Yeah, I don't know if there's much to talk about while this is running. Just a waiting game, really. I could show you some of the ones I've been doing. X movies. Where's that stuff? Where's my grids? Here's some that I've been training. So this is what the code at the bottom does: is it generates a grid of the test videos that are made when you build it, so you can see at what point your you're basically overfitting. Like here at 400, I feel like I'm overfitting. This is probably the nice happy medium. I don't actually have a video of or a combined one of the best one I've made so far is actually from this input footage, which is crazy because it seemed like dumb input footage, but made a great LoRa. So I would say like just train on anything that feels like cool motion and then just see what you get. And then just do a bunch of tests after with the new LoRas and see if they're doing anything that you can, you can identify. Yeah, I was doing some layer diffusion. It's super fun. It's also great for generating masks. Yeah, you get dancing Mark Zuckerbergs and angry people. I did a whole series of trash bins and trash cans. I love the masks. Yeah, we'll do a stream on layer diffusion as well because it's yeah, it's super cool. If you're a collage artist, you'll love it. The training takes the longest for the first 100 steps. After that, it really does speed up quite a bit. I think also once you start getting samey results, you can pretty much stop it because you're probably not adding anything more to the model. But I don't really understand it enough to actually know if that's the case or not. Maybe training it even more gives you even more. I don't know. I don't even truly understand how this inference system works when it does a validation. But whatever. We train things, we tried things. Things look cool. We win. All right, stand up and flap your legs. I'm going to. Uh Move your body. Quit just sitting there like a lump, like me. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Get some water and move my feet. We can just sit here and watch this thing train. It's exciting. I know. I know. You know what? Why don't I put up a little reel while we wait? Oh, hello, hello. Hold on. Swolper's looking good. All right, first one finished. Looks nothing like the motion, but that's okay. Sometimes they don't. See what happens as it progresses. What's up, history? LayerDiffusion in the new Stability 3D model. What new Stability 3D model? Like 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I think I've done a stable 1, 2, 3 stream. Oh, is there like another new one? Oh, Tripo. You guys talk about Tripo. I didn't know Stability was working on that. TripoSR. TripoSR. Here we go. Ooh. 0.5 seconds on an A100, eh? Interesting. All right. Well, if you guys still have the energy when I'm done training this motion model, we can absolutely try installing
I didn't get that.
Oh,
could you try again?
Relax. Siri's yelling at me, everybody. When you accidentally hit a button on your MacBook, jeez. She's so snotty when she's like, I didn't get that. It's like, oh man. Come at me with that energy. I'm just trying to chill here and make some cats exploding into ink or something. I don't know what I'm doing. What are we doing here? What is this? Validate it. You gotta keep it validated. No. Next step. How long did that take? Doesn't say. All right, let's make a mask while we wait. Let's make some more masks. If you want to create a new material but keep that one, you just have this little shield to save it, and then you hit the little new material button. And now my changes are saved. I can go back to my other material, but now when I change stuff, it won't break the other one. You can keep a whole library of materials in there if you just name them. Shift A, it's out of texture. Pornoy. Plug the vector in. Distance to value. Interesting. I'm going to swap the saw out for like a triangle or sine. That'll make it smoother. That's cool. The scale's a little high. We want something that has big drastic changes, but something where we can really see all the colors sort of having their own space. It's a hard line to walk, really. That's interesting. It's just like a bunch of weird wipes. I feel like it's sitting on that. Now it's sitting on red. So like 0.25 maybe? Try to get movement the whole time, basically. Because you want it to feel like a loop. If you let it go too far on one side, it stays one color for too long. It's not bad. 0.2 maybe? Okay, let's try 0.08. Too much red, 0.1. It's pretty close, 0.15. Just too much red. Oh, actually, might be able to distribute stuff even. Then back it off. Or more. Just want a little bit of green. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, see? Now it's not always one color. Like, it's not ever just one color. That's cool. So now we can increase the scale, play with that. That's too much detail for the masks that we're making. This should be cool. Yeah, that'll be nice and weird and gooey. So we're going to call this... Oh, you know what? And we can also probably go... That should make it jump, 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 jump. Yeah. Not too many contexts on the screen at once. Nice. Cool. Let's call this one paint splotch. Paint splotches. Boom. Forgot to turn my light on. I was depriving you guys of my well-lit face. Unacceptable. Alright, render. Comfy nodes floating out there somewhere to run it. Really? Are we gonna do that? What was it? What did I just call it? Tripio? Trip. Stability. Model trip. Maybe it's not trip. Tripo. TripoSR ComfyUI. Did you know? You sure did, bud. All right, let's hit it. I bet you could use LayerDiffusion and Tripo in conjunction to make some really cool 3D models very quickly. Let's build that workflow. Why not, yo? I wasn't going to touch this tonight at all, but now I think I can make 3D models from scratch really fast, so that's kind of cool. Let's try that. We'll wait for this to finish, though. I'm curious if we're going to get any of this motion into the cats. If it'll just become like a cloud of cats hurtling down towards the bottom of the frame. What do we call that, I guess? Comfy app. Checkpoints. We'll call you TripoSR. TripoSR.checkpoint. Sure. Oh, sure. Then I got to figure out how to do the requirements for Pinocchio, but I think I can do that, by just activating the venv. Maybe it'll do it on first run. I'll try it on first run. What do you guys think? We're going to get ink? We're going to get cats? We're going to get inky cats? We're going to get just cats in the woods, maybe? I don't know. I'll throw this training workflow thing into my server, but yeah, your mileage may vary. I don't think I'm using it correctly. I feel like I did something wrong, but we'll see. Doesn't seem to be catching it at all. Render, render, render. All right. Let's make another mask while we wait. Yeah. I think that'll be interesting just to have it segmented like that. Call that horizontal stripes. Yeah, it's looking like no more than like 3 context colors at once before it really starts to break down. That might change though if you were doing like high res stuff that wasn't AnimateDiff, like if you're doing like images and you wanted to make masks like this, because you could put 4, you could make masks like this and then dream different things into the IPAdapter areas. So you could make like grids or collages or things like that, where you set up a layout with your colors and then dream into them. Something to consider. Or maybe making like random masks in Comfy. I'll have to have a think about that. But if you were to take 6 planes, like 6 squares, and just layer them blop, 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 blop with different rotations and scales, I think you could just make a mask and then basically make a mask randomizer that would make cool looking masks that would have a collage effect, because it would be dreaming different things into those masks. I want to try that now. I need 3 more computers so I can do all these things at once. Come on, the same one going down. That up? Let's go down. There's 2 ways to switch this. If I wanted to go down, I can either say to go from 0 to tau instead of negative tau, or I can literally just change the orientation on the shader to be going the other way. So 180 degrees on the z-axis will spin it around. Does also let you do like you get like 45 degrees to do like diagonals. Actually, that might be a cool one. Let's do that. Diagonal stripes. You can also use these as video masks. You can also use these as video masks in like Resolve and things like that. If you wanted to like layer 6 of videos that you have with this mask, it would display each video in a slice as it went down through. So, something to think about, or for masking out things for different effects, stuff like that. Masks are very fun. And when you start thinking about what you can do with masks, a lot of doors start opening up in all this stuff, really, like AI or otherwise. Masks are pretty much, almost all VFX or at least compositing is based on masks. A great skill to start to understand. I mean, technically, all I'm doing here is just masking out things, you know, inside the shader. The rings kind of go out from the center. The bands kind of start on one side and go to the other. So you can, X is obviously, you know, Y the other way. Z is, you know, X, Y, Z. So you can actually just combine, just add a, you do really cool stuff by adding a second wave texture. Run it here. And then like, instead of this, go the other way. So start it at 0 and go to the end and go to tau. So now this one's moving at the opposite, in the opposite way. And now I can give it a different, yeah, you can mix brick, you can mix any kind of textures you want. But now if I give it a different, yeah, we can get all kinds of cool stuff going on. And this will always loop because these phase offsets loop. Change the math modes. Try different stuff. Nothing's wrong until your computer crashes. Like a lot of this stuff's too detailed for what we're doing now, but that either means you can just zoom in on it, you know, or you know, back off. The scale is usually the scale. In this case, it's the wrap. Let's go back to add. It's a pretty cool shader right there. Yeah, change stuff. Try stuff. I just like that they always loop. Ooh. That's cool. It's too detailed though for what we're doing. That might be better. It's crazy. You can get lost in this stuff for hours. Control Z is your friend. Keep your fingers on Control Z because like you can always go back to what you were doing and then make a change. Don't be afraid to immediately discard changes if they look like crap. Trying to find a nice combination with big, bold colors. That one might work. This is pretty cool. Like an eye. Call this one eye. Boom. All right, is our thing done? Validating number 4. Let's see. Are we getting any closer? It's a very large cat now. This one might need even more training. It's 10 minutes per block lately, or mostly 10, 9. It'd be interesting to see what this Motion LoRA does with other footage after. That's the thing, like these validations don't necessarily reflect what it's going to do to your stuff. Sometimes with a totally different prompt, it'll react totally differently. A friend of mine, Iad, he makes a toolkit called come on, brain. FX nodes. There it goes. It has all kinds of patterns and mapping utilities and shapes. So if you're going to get into making shaders with Blender and like 2D shaders and stuff like that, really recommend getting FX nodes. It's awesome. I'm going to use it now to do some cool mask stuff. Grab a hexagon, mix that in. Oh, and suddenly we've got flowers. Trying to find a good. Why does it look like crap? It's a saw. Ah, there it is. Same deal here. Let's add a math node with an add on the end so we can control the loop because we want to get maximum color movement. 0 maybe maximum color movement. It is. Maybe we can get a little more red in there. Yeah. Negative 0.15. I think we'll put the hexagon too. So you can see this is the hexagon. This is the wave texture. And when they mix, you get this. And we do this add. Gives us a harder edge around the edges. This would actually be a pretty sick depth map on its own. And then we pass through the color ramp. So you can just shift control click any node to see what exactly it's doing. I might make a depth map out of this. This is pretty cool. Yeah, let's try this one. We'll call it X star. I'm gonna have another pack of these visuals by the end of the night here. At this rate. All right, let's throw a brick texture in there. What are you doing? Oh, too bad. Almost done this horrible, horrible experiment. Banana. There we are. All right, let's boop boop. Get rid of y'all. And you out. Bands X. One. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna add a math and a brick. I like that. It's just a little it's pretty trippy. I'm super curious what this does. It's like progress bars. What if we do 6 pictures of progress bars for this one? Ooh, almost done. It is making a big cat blob like I thought it might, but it's not moving enough. All right. No, we got 82%. We got 18% free. We're good to go, baby. All right, validate my cat, please. Oh dear. You know what? I don't think the final process thing is going to work. Oh, it did. It did. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, they're getting bigger. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely getting bigger and turning red. Huh. Okay, let's try it. Let's try the ink drop on the cheeseburger. See what we get. I just whipped this workflow up the other day for testing my Motion LoRAs. It just looks at the image, does a quick moon dream, asks it to describe the image, throw that in as a positive prompt, and then you use IP adapters. Yeah, and then I can see what the motion does with IP adapters. And then right here I can disable my IP adapter. Oh yeah, with the progress bars, yeah. We could try it with six comfy screenshots. Oh, here are those settings for the ultimate upscaler if anybody wants to screenshot them. That'll get you a real nice upscale with AnimateDiff. Looks like it's just spinning. Oh, I need to stop this. Yeah. Turn off the thing. Yeah. And VA encode is off. Huh. More of just a spinning motion. See, 0.5. Let's crank it up to 1. And 1.4. And I'm going to disable the high res run. So it should just do a very quick 32 frame. The other thing I can do is turn off the IP adapters and just let it do the prompt, which is actually probably even a better way to test the Motion LoRA. So this first one will be with IP adapters, then it'll do one without IP adapters real quick. Boop. All right, we're starting to get some motion now. I don't know if it's just extra motion or if it's doing what I asked it to. One could argue it looks like ink splattering out, but also just looks like a lot of motion. Let's see what it makes. Oof, that is real gross in slow motion. Whoa. Oh. So on the wrong LCM. I mean, if we think about the input footage, might be pretty close, actually. Sploosh. Hard to say. I do like I was just wilding out all over the place, so. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to do some more research with this, but let's try 0.7. No, drink it back to. Let me try one of my other ones that I know works. Like this one goes up. This one like goes up. If you're wondering why this is the same color as the input image, because I'm using the color match node. You just plug in the image reference and the target. Target's the video you want to change, and the image reference is the video you want to reference. So yeah, that one's definitely working. It's going up. Color will influence the motion model, so I've been desaturating the video before training. Oh, that's good. That's a good tip. So would it train better on like depth maps then? I wonder. You could just make a bunch of cool depth maps and train on those. That's one I trained earlier on diamonds that were going up. Let's see if I have the thingy. Yeah, it's this one. You see everything sort of going up. Everything's sort of floating upwards here. So yeah, grab the training, grab that, try it out. I am going to now save that. I'm gonna load my transparent workflow. Extremely angry cursed Furby. So this is the transparent diffusion thing, the layered diffusion. It creates a it injects like a background mask under the thing that you're generating. I'll show you here as it loads. There we go. So it makes it makes this with this sort of masked background, and then it goes in and makes a mask, and then it pulls it out of the background. So you can just generate infinite transparent angry Furbies if you want. Yeah. So let's try turning one of these into a 3D model with one-shot Tripo. Yeah, YOLO. All right. So I gotta drop here. I gotta go into my comfy. This is the Venv. Where is it at? Venv. Where's the environment for this again? Come on, brain. Venv. Scripts. Activate. There we go. So I want to go to my model. No, custom nodes. The one I just installed, which was floaty. And I want to pip our install pip install -r requirements .text, I think. Building wheel. Whatever that means. Successfully built cubes. That's not good. Well, let's exit and restart Comfy and see what happens. Let's see if that thing loads or not. Oh, I know, looking good. Oh, it's right there, floaty. All right, says it loaded. How do we use it? TripoSR sample, that's it? Okay. Forget it. So this one comes from apply mask to image. Rip. Well, there it is. Sampler. She's like no other. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that thing that failed, it failed. Did that. Okay, so cubes didn't install. I feel like I maybe had to sudo pip install it. Could try it. No. I can try installing it to my Pinocchio Comfy custom app custom Nope. Requirements. We'll try and install them locally, see if it works. Torch M cubes. So it worked in my local Python environment, but not the virtual environment for ComfyUI. That's strange. Oh, no, it didn't. Or maybe it did. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, let's try it. Probably won't work, but YOLO. That comfy literals thing gotta go, I think. Very annoying. Let's try this again. That's incredibly annoying. Hmm. Don't you love chasing dependencies? Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for all the help. Whoa, whoa. Well, moment of truth again. This might work. It might not, though. These Furbies are delightfully ugly. Well, I think we're screwed on the M cubes tonight. Other thing I can try is kill this, go back to my portable install. run that and try and install this on that and just see if I can get it to work. I feel like this is a Pinocchio thing. App Pinocchio. Yeah. App. Just gotta move some models over. One sec. I need Tripo and I need models, checkpoints. I need you. There's nothing in here, right? Tripo, and I need SDXL. We'll use Dynavision and LoRAs. Lightning 4-step. Okay. Hey, Comfy. It's in ComfyUI. We want a Python. No, we want a Git clone. Comfy. Custom nodes. Did not. Am I blind? Is it custom in here? Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Let's add the thingy. Is this really? Oh. So load. It's the workflow I was just using. Transparent. Yeah, that's fine. I really wish this would go away. What is going on? Ah, there we go. Manager missing. All right, got those, and now I need my trip. That's not installed yet, so let's get that. It's TripoSR Comfy. Oh. Grab that. Custom nodes. Yep, and then all right, and I want to dot 1, 2. Yep, one more. Python embedded python.exe-m pip install -r requirements. Thank you. Let's go just work. Just wrench tossing. Hopefully this is working. Looks better than last time. Should be okay. Okay, well. So this is probably still not going to work, but let's try it anyway. Bummer. Yeah, still getting that torch cubes error. That's a real bummer. I'll just do a quick check over on the Banadoko and see if anyone's complaining about that. No, search for M cubes. I guess nobody's run into this yet. Okay. So it's a me problem then. It didn't even install on this one. Huh. All kinds of stuff is broken. All right, well, screw it. Let's do the Gradio install just so we can see what it does. That's incredibly frustrating. Can't believe nobody's run into that yet. Let's add it. TripoSR, go. He's still working on it. Okay. No, I just read through the issues page. They are working on this, so yeah. We'll try that again next time. But yeah, I'll just install the Gradio version and we'll check it out, see how fast it is. What kind of magic stuff it does. Yeah, I mean, what you just watched there was pretty common with testing brand new stuff in Comfy. You know, sometimes you try and try and try, you still can't get it to work. Yellow. So we'll do this one. Oop. Yeah, I mean the dude who put this together will probably fix it tonight. It's just yeah, we'll just use the Gradio version and try it out. It would have been cool to just slap it into that workflow, but we can just as easily load that workflow up and just drag the images out, drop them in the Gradio. Boom, boom, boom. Moment of truth again. Installing wheel for Torch M cubes now. Just like some damage. Still building that wheel, I guess. Hiccup. Hiccup. Hick down. What's a checker texture do? Oh. Right. Oh yeah, we're trying this. This is cool. Block. Oh, I think it's doing stuff. This is about where it crapped out the last 5 times. Give or take. Oh, what did I hit? Oh no. Gotta do that thing. Oh no, we're good. Hey! Gradio is it's the web interface that all these tools use as like the back end, like or front end rather, like Automatic 1111 is a Gradio app. There we go. This is Gradio. Anything that looks like this is Gradio. See, built with Gradio. All right. Transparent. Where's my Furbies at? Wow. That is silly fast. That's a great question. I don't know how it knows the back of it. Wild. Amazing. That's wild. Wow. Where's my grapes? Oops. Oh, aspect ratio matters. Okay. Aw, the material doesn't come through. Really? That sucks. It's a cool model, though. Wait, how big is this already? They export, but without the textures, unfortunately. It's pretty rough. It's not horrible, though. It's pretty dense. You could probably decimate them, though. Pretty cool. Would be an interesting art style to, like, grab all these. Yeah. 3D artists don't have anything to worry about yet. You got at least another week. It's cool, though. Hopefully we'll be able to get these textures out, too. I feel like that's just a routing thing. They obviously exist, so we'll be able to pull them out. What it might be is just... Oh, no, it's a full texture. I was going to say, it might be the same thing flipped, but it's not, I don't think. Nah, it's fully dreamed all the way around. It just didn't export the texture, so hopefully we'll be able to figure that out in Comfy. But that is wild. Jeez. Uh-oh. Missing some of that head, baby. Where's the rest of your skull, bruh? Perfect. Perfection. Crazy. Yeah, it's doing a really good job. What do I have that's even... Oh, Kermit got that. Kermit got that scoliosis bump. Uh, yeah. It's pretty dense. It's about 195,000 tries. Yeah. It's a lot of faces, man. But again, you can decimate it. There. Done and done. There, Minecraft. Sweet Baby Ray's hot sauce. Delicious. Yeah, you'd probably have to process the hell out of anything you wanted to make with this, but it's really neat. It's surprisingly good at getting the back of things. Oh, cool. I knew it was 2D. That's neat. Oh, it's Vertex colors. Oh, okay. Yeah, then we can get that out then. Just have to make a shader. That's super helpful. Thanks. That's pretty impressive. In that case, let's slide back over to Blender, get rid of the remesh and the decimate. And if I go to the shader, I forget how to view the vertex colors. It's here. Oh, it's been a long time since I've done this. You get them, you pull them out as an attribute, but I forget how. Vertex color paint in the materials. I feel dumb. Vertex color paint in the materials options panel. Vertex color node. Yeah, there is no vertex color node. Hmm. Right. Ah, bingo. Neat. Cool. We did it, guys. It's beautiful. We made a Sweet Baby Ray's commercial in Blender with zero shot 3D. Look out, 3D industry. But yeah, that's really cool. I'm really excited to play with this more and make a bunch of models and make some weird scenes and fly through them. It might be cool for making blockouts too. You make a bunch of buildings, fly through them, and then use that for AnimateDiff. And there's a million things we could do with this. That's cool. Well, we covered 6 color masks with IP adapters, switching through context. We covered Motion LoRA training, kind of. We'll come back to that again when I'm better at it. But yeah, grab all the workflows and all the stuff from the links in the description below and on the Discord, my Discord. Links there are on pers.xyz. Hit up the Patreon if you like what we do here and you want to support us. Unlocks a special tier on the Discord where you can, there's a little chat channel in there where, yeah, only supporters can hang out. And, yeah, what else? I'll probably drop all these masks that I made tonight into a pack and drop that on tonight too on the Discord. So if you want the motion director thing with the Stitcher, I can throw that up too, but it's really just the Kijai's workflow from the link below. So yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and this is really cool. We got through a lot of stuff, and yeah, if you need help with the RGB stuff, you need help with you know, anything, come by the Discord. We're all just chilling there, and if you have problems, hit up the help channel. If I'm not around, somebody else will get to you. Yeah, it's been really fun, and I have a very special guest on Friday. Olivia Sarakos is going to be joining me. We're going to have some fun. So you heard it here first. I'll be tweeting about that tomorrow, and we'll hype that up. So me and Olivia are going to check out some new stuff and probably figure out a workflow on the fly and hang out and chat and do all the comfies. So yeah, we'll see what he's up to, and we'll link up. So thanks everybody. We'll see you all really soon, and yeah, Friday. Have a great night.